Okay, we are up and running and we are live. Welcome back, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, to PRL, Primetime Racing League, and their Saturday Night Shootout, the SuperSpeedway series that these guys got going on. We are now past the halfway point of this season that they've got going on. It's night 8. So after tonight, we will have 6 nights to go, so that would be, of course, 12 races in total. And same deal as per usual here tonight. 40 laps at Daytona on tap for race number 1, and then 38 laps on tap for race number 2 when we head to Primetime Superspeedway, the modified Talladega. Looking like 12 drivers for this one here, what I'm showing, including pretty much all the level guys. So I think this will be another good show that these guys have put on. We've seen some awesome shows, obviously, from these guys, no matter the field size. So I think tonight should prove to be yet another thriller. Obviously, we'll see how it pans out. Pit window still the same, about that 13, 14 lap window for race 1, probably more like 12 for race number 2. As these guys are running qualifying tonight. It is not random qualifying. Tonight's qualifying, and then the lotto next week. Which, unfortunately, I will not be able to broadcast that one next week. But beyond that, then, we are locked in and ready for everything through the 13th of December. So we will have races on November 15th, 22nd, 29th, and then December 6th and 13th. Keep an eye on the qualifying sheet. And right now it is looking like Brian Lovell, looking like he will be starting on the pole position in the 44. Randy Waugh will be to his outside in the 21. Roll Tide, that's 21. As qualifying officially concludes, Dan Lovell will start third next to Tim Anderson. After that, then you have Mike Mangialardi, Graham McDonald, 5th, 6th, Keith Bynum, Greg Lovell, and then Eric Lovell and Bobby Farrell, the drivers that took lap times. So those are the top 10. Also starting this race will be Doug Hewlick and Billy Ellisor. Pretty standard group there. Pretty good group of regulars there that we'll see what they're able to do. Of course, for anyone tuning in here tonight, be sure to tune in tomorrow night as well. Fast Racing League has their championship finale race at Phoenix. The champion will be decided between 3 drivers, and then we'll be back to Hobo for their penultimate race of their season at Martinsville on Tuesday night. So I'm going to get the standings pulled up here. As it stands right now, Graham McDonald is the points leader, 16 ahead of Keith Bynum. Those are the only 2 guys, or actually, if I stand corrected, we do have a good handful of guys here that have made every start. Those 2 are the top 2 in points. Greg Lovell is 3rd. Doug Hewlick, Billy Ellisor are the top 5. Brian Lovell, Bobby Farrell, Tim Anderson, Randy Wall, Mike Mangialardi are the current top 10 in the standings. With a lot of guys that have just been making a handful of starts here and there. Some guys have not made every race. And so we'll definitely be keeping an eye on those standings because these guys do have a chase coming up in just a few races' time. So whoever will make it into that chase, it looks like it will be a classic chase format from the mid-2000s. So see, of course, how that turns out. Also try and get confirmation exactly how many guys will qualify for the chase. And we'll be able to go from there. These guys run out of final couple minutes here of happy hour, getting their pit stalls, finding their pit stalls, getting practice for coming into pit road. Just getting that muscle memory down because as much as it's like, man, these guys do this all the time. Should they have it down at this point? And well, yes, but also whenever you want to get into one of these races, it's important to get yourself established, get your muscle memory back going, just kind of kick off that little bit of rust from even if you haven't run in a day or two, just getting your feel right back so that you're ready for action. That's how I feel, at least. They're just currently standing by for happy hour to conclude. And then we'll get race number 1 up and running here. Hey, what though? This will be good stuff here. I mean, SuperSpeedway racing. How can you go wrong? You know what I mean? Coming into tonight, our 2 winners this season, this season. Our 2 winners last week is what I meant to say there. Keith Bynum and Doug Hulick. If we can get any back-to-back winners. And to my knowledge, at least for the streams that I have done, we have not had anyone sweep both races any single night. We'll see if that trend will continue, or if someone can try to be the first and make it happen here tonight. Happy hour just got reset, so I think they're just sorting out maybe some technical issues, perhaps. And there you got 5 of the Big Stone Gap guys in this one. Or Wolfpack Racing, as it were. There's those being all the levels as well as Tim Anderson. So they're making up almost half the field, so they are going to be tough to beat. As we will hop on and off track here as we do kick it to the race session. We'll get everyone some live pictures here from Daytona for race number 1 of the evening. 44 and 21 here on the front row. This 12-car field. Let me also take this opportunity to remind everybody, turn your clocks back. Time change night. And it's the better time change where you gain an hour. That's nice. I will have to try and remember to do that as soon as we are finished here tonight. Cars out here, 12 beautiful looking Men Cup 19 machines. Been seeing them throughout the season here, and we're back at it again as you got a couple of Pontiacs there on the bottom. Those are Thunderbirds. Or Firebirds. What manufacturer made the Thunderbird? Were the Thunderbird and Firebird, were those both Pontiac? I don't know. Either way, though, see what Dan can do to push that number 44. Number 21 on the outside with Tim Anderson behind him. Pace car will make the hard turn down pit road. And it's night number 8 of racing this season. Season number 6 of the SuperSpeedway Shootout. Here we go. Brian Lowell, Randy Wall gets him going. Green flag in the air for the first time tonight. Randy Wall from the outside leading the first lap. That was not a good start for Tim Anderson, but it actually worked out for that outside lane as Mike Mangialardi was able to jump in behind the 21 and give him a shove to the race lead as the inside lane fell apart. But now Tim Anderson looking for his teammates, and he will find a couple of them. Now the 21 and 29, they see that coming and go, nope, we ain't going to allow that. We're going to cut on down, and that is exactly what they've done. And that inside lane is the shortest way around, so it tends to be the most efficient, but with the fact that it's just a little less grip, it tends to push up a little bit. You tend to lose momentum, especially off of turn 2, where the shove will come to the outside lane. Whereas the front straightaway kind of levels the playing field in that regard with the tri-oval there, so these guys in the inside lane still have a shorter way to go. However, the push right now to that inside is looking very strong, and they are pulling away, and now they've gained Greg level in there as well. Well, Brian is going to think to the outside now, and Tim Anderson responds. And man, just how quick that momentum shifts. Well, Greg is going to abandon his folks there and head to the bottom. Bobby Farrell is going to join him. A shove there to Mangialardi gets him a little squirrely. Oh, he's trying to let... Oh, 21 in line. That's not going to work. You're going to crash it. 44 and 388, both going around. Damage is disabled, so they will be okay, and the caution will fly. That was a result of the 29 getting the push, and the 21 just kind of got stuck in no man's land and ended up in the middle lane. It was like Mangiolati was trying to let him back in, but Randy wasn't quite clear yet. And they just got way too close for comfort, and unfortunately they end up going around. Let's have a look at exactly what transpired. Yeah, there's Mangiolati getting the shove. Kind of gets the quarter panel down there. Randy's not quite clear, so he has to go up a little bit. Tim Anderson holding his lane, and Brian's trying to stick with him, and just both get into each other. Some great saves all in all, but fortunately the first and third place starters end up going for some wild rides there, but all in all, not too bad. And again, with damage disabled, those guys will be able to continue no problem. We got one more quick peek here from another angle. And there's 21 kind of going up, and yeah, he was clear at that point, but yeah, you're just kind of responding to what you can in that moment. But Kulik coming to a stop to let everything pan out in front of him. So just like that, from the front to the back for Brian Lovell. 5 laps into this deal. So let's see what the pit strategy is going to be. I imagine everyone's going to be pitting under this caution. A couple guys opt to stay out at least this first time round. Including look like Kulik. Got Randy Watt, Mike Mangiolati still there. Everybody else coming in. Probably tires for both Dan and Brian, I would imagine. They're going for those spins. Oh no! Exit of pit lane. Once again, we got teammates making contact. That was Anderson and Lovell. And Bobby Farrell ended up getting collected in that and doing a 360. Have a quick peek at that. Again, no harm, no foul, because it's going to score them based on how they came across the pit exit line. And Bobby obviously was ahead of them both at that point, but yeah, there it is. Yeah, 33 just came out into a 3-wide situation there pretty much, but didn't know it. And we've seen it, pit road is where races can be won and especially lost. But being under caution here, no harm, no foul. Against it was even right at the exit line. Everyone got scored where they crossed it. Bobby Farrell ahead of both those guys at that point, so he is able to reclaim his spot. Actually, these 3 pit will put him back in the race lead. Looks like it is going to be the call. These other guys are going to... Actually, a lot of the field is going to come in and top off again. So we got 35 laps to go, so... Let's see. I calculate it. And we'll put them still on a 2-stopper. Of course, by having some more fuel in the tank, you do open up your strategy a little bit. You can go longer, you can go shorter, and then not have to sit on pit road quite as long. You can get it both ways by topping off here. With the fuel window being what it is, though, this will put them securely at a 2-stop race from here. We've seen 2-stoppers get a little iffy in past races, but it has been pulled off. And that was when the race completely went green, so don't think we're going to worry about any kind of fuel saving at this point. As everyone's going to catch back up. Lights are still on, though. Fair, Eric Lovell on the clutch at the moment. Trying to get themselves a little bit more even with those behind them. Hey, why not? Save a bit of fuel. Trying to give yourself, like I said, a little more flexibility on your strategy. Every 10th of a second that you can save on pit road, taking less fuel, will pay dividends for you, especially in these races where you've got to keep it in the lead draft. And 9 times out of 10, pit road is where you're going to end up out of that lead draft. As we got another handful of guys coming in here, led by Keith Bynum. Dan Lovell's in. Kulik, McDonald, Greg Lovell also down, so that is going to put Bobby Farrell in the race lead, Eric Lovell second, Brian in third, and then Billy Ellis for fourth. Andy Waugh, Mike Mangialardi, Tim Anderson will be the top 7, and they've all stayed out. Dan Lovell will restart 8th. Again, in a field of 12 cars with damage disabled. Not going to be too much of a hindrance if you opt to lose the track position. As long as you keep it in this lead draft, that is #1 priority for everybody. I'm going to keep hammering that point home because it's true. At the very moment that you even have any little foible on pit road, or you get shuffled out of the draft and then you somehow aren't able to hold on to the tail end of it, that is you going bye-bye. And your chances of winning absolutely dashed. We'll take the green flag lap number 9 of 40. This car will make the turn. We'll get these guys to the restart here with 32 to go. And thanks to the pit strategy around and Brian Lovell after being involved in that caution, back into third. And we'll see what he can do on this restart. A little shove there from the 21. This green flag once again flies here in Daytona, Florida. Bobby Farrell with a great restart. He gets a little bit ahead. You will have the shoulder way around the corner, which under the initial restart is definitely where you want to be. Now he's got a car length between him and everyone behind him, so they are going to charge forward. We'll see where Bobby goes. The runs look pretty even at the moment. Maybe a little advantage there to the inside lane. And Bobby's going to stay put. Brian Lovell right there with him. Bobby Farrell finished runner-up last week in the Talladega race. Not going to get the dub here tonight, although Brian Lovell is going to go to the outside. Eric going to give him a shove. Again, the outside lane with the better momentum typically. And as far as cars in line go, they're pretty even at the moment. So who's the better pusher? Oh, goodness, that was a wiggle. Mike Mangialardi getting a little squirrely there off of Keith Bynum's bumper. Everyone keeps it straight. Right now, the inside looking preferred. Randy Waugh giving a great shove there to Bobby Farrell. Tim Anderson with him. Brian Lovell not quite getting the push that he needs from the 80. Just a slight bit more separation on that outside lane, and that not what you need. It's dangerous to be as close to a guy, especially in the corners, but yeah, right here. Even if you're third car in line, lay it on the bumper. Get going. It doesn't look like Billy Elliser is really doing that. Just kind of hanging in there, which taking a safe play, and at this point in the race, 30 to go, can't blame him too much. Although now that Tim Anderson gets clear, he's going to go high. Randy Wallace responds, cuts him off. Bobby Farrell, not enough time to respond, and that will give the lead to the 21. A big shove coming to the 7, courtesy of Dan. And that shove will keep them even for the time being. A little bit of server shimmy there for everybody. Everyone keeps it straight, but now that outside is going to get going here. You got some guys that are not afraid to lock it in. And that's exactly what we're seeing now. A little apron there for the 388. It's going to kill that inside lane's momentum. Andy Wild looking to go back to victory lane once again. Although Tim Anderson wants it for himself. Randy leads the lap. Let's see how aggressive Bobby's going to be with pushing him. Dicing it up pretty good here. He's trying to get up here to the front. Again, you got teammates now pushing each other out there on the outside. Farrell giving a good shove there to the 21, but again, that momentum coming to the outside. Typically, like I said, where you want to be, that's where the momentum will usually be preferred. Unless that inside gets really hooked up. As of right now, Tim Anderson, number 33 machine, prevailing over everyone. Brian Lowe pushing him. Eric behind him. And Billy Ellis are also looking to get clear here. As now the inside lane completely disforms and reforms just in a whole new group of cars. Oh, door slam! My man Gilardi and Bynum have been, that's twice now that those two had a minor scare. But all's well so far. Mangialardi with a bit of a run. He's going to have to stay in line for now. But man, just how quickly Tim Anderson said, you know what, let's go ahead and pop down. And brought everybody with him. Eric a little squirrely there off of turn 2, man, just to hold on to it. Keith Bynum now with the push from Dan and Greg level. On the outside, Mangialardi gets into Keith again! And this time it's going to be a crash. Both him and Dan going for flips. And Mangialardi spinning to the inside against the inside wall. A caution is back out again. Boy, once, twice, 3 times, you're out. Well, Keith was definitely pinching that inside lane pretty good. I mean, he's trying to get a run going. But Mangialardi, he just pushes up and pushes again. And around they go. What a great time for my frames to drop to, like, what was that, 2? Take another look at that. Yeah, there's the push-up there. Yeah, Keith just right on the door of that 29, and that's that tight condition I was talking about with that inside lane. Don't know what happened to Mangialardi after the fact. He was probably trying to get... Oh, wow, yeah, he went for a power slide. After making contact, and then a little bump there from the 21 as he was checking up. Look at that, sliding, 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 still sliding, and then it eventually goes to the inside wall. And boy, how many times have we seen that in real life at Daytona? Of course, spinning off at turn 4 and into the inside wall. Most of the field on pit road once again here. With under 25 to go now. You got the stripe here, it'll be 24. So this will now put them on a one stop. And again, pretty securely so, since we'll still have a couple laps under caution here. Ryan Lovell with the advantage of that first pit stall will emerge in P1 as of those cars that came off of pit road, of course. Of which there were 4 that did not. Billy Elliser will get a lap led. Oh man, that may have been the first time that we saw a flip here since, oh boy, I think since a couple weeks ago. I think that was night 5 or 6 at Talladega, the infamous night where Doug Hulick had a wheelie. I still say it's like the highlight of everything so far, just because of the sheer insane factor that I've never seen a car maintain a wheelie for that long in this game. We'll see who pits this time by. Looks like, yep, everybody here in the top 4, and gonna be most of the field once again. Everyone's good on fuel at this point for one stop. So you're just kind of opening up the strategy plays, kind of as I was talking about, by topping off. Don't know if on 3X if you'd be able to get it into can and a half territory at this point. You might be able to if you top off with the 1 to go and then clutch it a little bit. And I've run so few races on 3X that I really don't know where that would come into play. But that could be the strategy here is, hey, get her down to a can and a half. Save yourself those few seconds. And if you're going to be cutting it close, well, that's kind of what you need to do. Again, on 3X, that just seems so sketchy. We'll find out. We will find out if we do go green to the rest of the way through. Lights are still on at the moment. Bobby Farrell and Eric Lovell once again opting to stay out here. Bobby's clutching. So Bobby's definitely favoring the track position here, assuming he doesn't come in this time. But so far that's been the play, and Eric's been the guy to stick with him. And that's what puts them 1-2 once again for this restart, assuming that they stay out. Bobby is debating about it. Yep, he'll keep it up there. Danlow will be the first to bring it in once again. Still got a handful of guys opting for the top off. 3D8, 33, 63, 23, 24, 088. All opting for the call. So as we'll get the 1 to green here, we will go green with 21 to go. And these guys will now be on a 1 stop from here. I'm going to take just a brief pause here myself. And we'll see what happens on the restart here. I'll be right back in just a moment. The field has caught up. Pace car will make the turn. And after the second caution of the race. Once again, it's Bobby Farrell and Eric Lovell. Upton against the top off. They will restart first and second. Brian Lovell, Randy Waugh, row 2. Billy Elliser, Mike Mangialardi, row number 3. Here we go once again. Green flag back out to the begin lap number 20. Once again, the 7. Excellent restart. Gonna get himself well ahead. Pretty much exact same territories where he was the first restart. Does he keep it on the bottom? Right now, bottom with way more cars, way tighter. And there's the shove there from the 44 to the 7. That will keep him out in front for the time being. But Brian Lovell, you know, he's rarely content to stay there, especially when he knows he's got one of his teammates around him. And unsurprisingly so, he jumps to the outside in front of Eric. And we'll now bring Billy Elliser up here to push the 7. How aggressive is he going to be? He hasn't been that aggressive with pushing it so far in this race, as we now officially hit the halfway point of this first one. And yeah, he's leaving a gap there, so momentum is going to shift to the outside. And man, you got some strong pushers up there. A little 3 wide moment here. Graham McDonald trying to make a third lane go, as we got some doors slamming once again. This time 26 and 388. Keith Bynum trying to go with the 388 here, as Randy Waugh's going to try to take the race lead up there with help from the 29. As all that shuffling has really splintered up the field at the moment. Now 33, 388, they're going to catch up to the 80 and the 44. And they're going to stick together. Shove there from the 7 to the 29, which gets him to the 21. And once again, Graham McDonald trying to make the third lane work. All by his lonesome, though, so that won't be very sustainable. Of course, in a field of this size, why not? Why not try it? Thank you, like we've seen him try those moves plenty of times. Another door slam. This time, Greg Lovell and Graham McDonald get into it. I have no idea how Graham kept it off the wall there. That is impressive. But man, this has been sketchy stuff in this race. No 2 Superspeedway races are ever alike, and I think tonight has proven that. Last week we had both races, from what I recall, both races go caution-free. We've already had 2 in this first one, and some near misses since then. Put on a show here, no doubt. As with these guys going green on lap 20. That should put these guys being able to go probably into the realm of lap 30. Maybe even a bit longer before they have to pit again. And that will be the money stop when that rolls around. Again, is that can half to even 1 can territory? Can and a half probably with 3x pit frequency. Or is that still too sketchy and then you have to go with the full 2 cans? These guys are definitely going to have an eye on their F3 to find out. As the inside lane is trying to form back up and Greg Lovell abandons his team and goes to the bottom with them. Greg ain't one for team orders. I know him. Oh, here we go. Brian getting shuffled out of line by everybody. 33 barely clear. Cuts down and will stay in second. Eric Lovell now the leader. How about that for that royal purple Dodge? As Brian goes backwards, will at least catch Dan. Ellie Elliser is back here. Mike Mangialardi, he's barely hold on to this draft. Not too sure what's going on there with the 29. Again, damage is disabled, so it's not damage related. They're still side by side for the moment. Dan now cuts down. And Mangialardi with a bit of a head of steam, so he should be able to hold on to this draft without any problems. Looked a little sketchy there for a while for him, though. Now 14 laps to go here at Daytona. The first race of the night. Randy Waugh, Doug Hewlett trying the outside. Not enough of them. Of course, another call could be to use short pit. Obviously, a caution may put you in a bit of jeopardy there, but you never know. That could be the play. Come down a little early, be aggressive. Save yourself some time in that regard. You've got to have at least a few guys with you in order to maintain drafting speed if you're going to pull that off. I mean, typically the strategy will be just run it dry and go from there. Bobby Farrell now shuffled out. Going to drop a couple positions. Should be able to find a line here pretty quickly, though. But there he goes. Built down to single file for the time being. Once again, though, Randy Waugh takes a run. He's got a good one there, but obviously that momentum is going to go away. Keith Bynum, though, looking to try it here as, boy, this short pit strategy, I guess, is going to work. We got all the big Stone Gap guys coming in together. Right on the mark. With 13 coming to 12 to go. And that's all 5 of them together, so that could be pretty dangerous. You know what these guys need to do now? They either need to respond and pit immediately, or file into a line and draft the ever-living heck out of each other until they pit when it runs dry. Let's see what the response is. There's a lot of separation, so I think we may be seeing them come in. And indeed they are. They looked at that and went, well, that ain't going to work. We got to go ahead and commit, and here we go. And both groups pitting perfectly. All in sync. Although, ooh, here's a problem. All these guys massively separated. Wonder if it was various calls on how much fuel to take. Not really sure as, oh, it's going to be close there. Hewlett can bind them. But they will get that sorted. All these guys much, much closer together. You guys look like won't be able to hold on. Mangialardi and Elliser. Eric and Greg have now found each other. 44 gets by the 29. He's trying to sniff a draft off of those 2 in front of him. Looks like they are both going to catch at least Randy Waugh and probably go around him. Randy actually goes high in response to these guys going up to pass the 24, who, oh, speeding penalty. No. Graham McDonald, the point leader. Speeding penalty and has to bring it back down. That's why they were passing him. Wow. The dichotomy of SuperSpeedway racing. Unreal. So here we go. Got 6 cars up here in the lead draft. Coming to 9 to go. Randy Wallace trying to make some stuff happen here. Oh! Big aggressive move there to get back in line. Craig Lovell has none of that. Cuts down low. Eric's going to go with him. Brian Lovell, yeah, he's slipping out of the draft, so he will not be in this thing. It's down to 6. He will fall back into the clutches of Mangialardi and Elliser. I think Dan Lovell may have also gotten a speeding penalty. Looks like he's still getting up to speed. Either that or something happened to him. Of course, Graham McDonald now last. So Doug Hulick with the lead. He won this race last week. And he's looking to make it a 2-fer at Daytona. Keith Bynum, though, looking to go 2 in a row on the season. Pretty much. I mean, he won at Talladega last week. Just barely beating out the guy that's right behind him. Billy Elliser. Wow. Bobby Farrell. What the heck am I talking about? Got 8 laps to go. Randy Wallace been the one to make the most moves thus far. Now these guys are filed into a line for the time being. Only 6 cars. You just want to run some laps out before you get at it. But we'll see who will make the first move then. Now 7 laps to go at Daytona. First race of the night. Checking on through the field there. Yep, there's 44 getting caught up too. Don't think he'll be too aggressive on blocking that for 7th. Keith Bynum staying committed to that number 23. And a great pusher here so far since they've emerged off of pit road. Everybody good on fuel, to my knowledge. So long as no fuel chicanery is going on here. As Zach Rogers mentioned before, you might be thinking, ooh, they might be iffy on fuel because they tried to take less, and it's like, nope, they were like 5 to the good or something. You just never know. I don't have access to these guys' F3s, and to those that don't know what I mean when I say that, when you hit F3, it pulls up your projected laps remaining of fuel. And that is a critical tool to know, what is the absolute minimum amount that you can take. It will tell you how much you should take, but in reality, it's usually pretty generous with that. Like, if it's flashing between, like, 1.5 cans and 2 cans, 1.5 cans will get you to the end, no problem. Definitely learned that about the game. We got 5 laps to go here. We're seeing some moves starting to be made here. Greg is going to try the bottom now with help from the 80. Looks like no one's going to respond yet. Although Bobby Farrell, he's taking those little peaks down there. Keeping that pretty interesting. I think they're catching the 24 here, so put him a lap down. Man, that's rough there for Graham. That sucks. And again, yeah, you got to be aggressive on pit entry, and if you're a bit too aggressive, that's usually where it's going to get you. Not to say that that's exactly where he sped. You see tire marks there on the back stretch. I wonder if that's what happened to Dan. Because I know he was I'm pretty sure he was ahead of Tim. Not really sure. I'll have to have a look at that if I have time after this race is over. See what happened. In the meantime, though, we got 3 laps to go. And the tension behind this number 23 is building, and one of these guys is going to be stepping out of line here. So far, the 088 and the 80 have been the ones to try to make that happen. Have not been able to pull it off yet. The 2v4 won't work anywhere. I feel like Randy Wall may try to get up there. Of course, Bobby Farrell going to aim for a W here tonight. And Keith Bynum would certainly like another one. Pressure's building here in the powder keg. 2 laps to go. Again, this is just the first race. We still got a whole nother one to go after this. Also catching the 3D8 now, so they may sniff a little bit of draft off of him. See if he even keeps up with this draft, if he may try to help out his dancing partners there, the 88 and the 80. Here comes the 21 to the bottom. He's going to try to force his way underneath of Bobby Farrell, and will just barely do so. Keith and Doug respond, and Bobby going to the back of this group. White flag in the air at Daytona. Rough break there for Bobby Farrell, but this ain't over yet. There goes the 21 to the outside. And he's got 3 cars in that line. Keith Bynum and Doug Hulick down there together. Keith stays with the 23. The 23 stays low. Was not clear to make that block. And the momentum on the outside puts Randy Waugh to the race lead. But now, does Greg do anything with this? Peaks high. There's a door slam there that's going to send the 63 around. Not enough for a run there for the 088. And the 21, Randy Waugh, back to victory lane once again. Roll time. The Alabama Crimson Tide, number 21. Back to victory lane. And a couple races since he's been there, but great to see him win another one. Corey's going to be mighty happy about that. And bring it on to the front stretch. Even completes another lap, probably being like, is it over? Let's make sure. Brings her to a stop here, and in between the front stretch and turn 1, gives her a good little donut. And there you go. Let her go. Lost in the smoke there. A couple nice donuts there for number 21. He's going to throw it in reverse. Getting that engine revved up there nicely. Trying to get those wheels spinning. There they go. Oh, pace car's going to hit him. Pace car came out there after wreck there on the final corner and sent Keith Bynum for a wild ride. That unfortunately actually cost Keith a few spots. He dropped to 9th as a result of that. Top 3 will be Randy Waugh, Greg Lovell, Eric Lovell. Doug Hulick, Bobby Farrell, the top 5. Mike Mangialardi, Billy Ellis, or Brian Lovell were all able to get by Keith there. So they all gained spots. Tim Anderson, Dan Lovell, Graham McDonald, the full finishing results. I'm going to have a very quick look at if anything happened at 388, because I definitely saw him off pace, and I did see those tire marks there off 2. So I'm going to have a quick look at that. What up, Zach? How you doing, my man? Oh, wow, he did have a moment. He was actually drafted with 33, and it got ugly between those two. That looked quite weird, actually. Not really sure. But the server's just been reset. They're going to get it set up for Talladega. So while they do that, let's go ahead and get a word with our initial top three finishers for race number 1 of the night. We will start with Dan.
User was moved to your channel.
Oh, wait, oops, wrong level.
User was moved out
It
of your
wasn't Dan, it was
channel.
Eric.
User was
There's so,
moved to your
there's so many of
channel.
them. There's Eric. Eric, do you copy? Eric Lovell, this is Andrew in the booth. Do you copy?
Yeah, go ahead, buddy. Sorry.
You're good, my man. That's a P3 for the first race of the night here. You stayed pretty committed to Greg throughout that entire, pretty much most of the race, and then especially that final run. I'm guessing that was just a strategy to try to get you both up there?
Yeah, just trying to follow, a teammate. Try to, move up. Didn't really have much options to choose from tonight, so.
Hey, that's perfectly valid, but all in all, though, he was sticking with Randy. You stuck with him, and got you guys the top 3 positions. If the opportunity had presented itself, were you gonna try to go for that win, or were you pretty well committed to Greg throughout that whole time?
Oh, most definitely. I told Dad, comes down to it, I'm racing you, win or loss. So.
I love it. I love the mentality. Let's see. I'm sure expectations probably pretty similar for race 2 here, but I don't know anything different that we might expect out of this one.
Hopefully I can stay out front the whole time.
Also very valid.
That's what we're hoping.
Keep it up there.
Thanks, guys, man. I appreciate y'all.
Hey, gladly, man. Just glad to be doing this and bringing this to the airwaves. I'll let you have the floor here if you have any other closing thoughts or shout outs you want to give before I move you back up there and you can get ready for race number 2.
Let's just give a shout out to everybody racing tonight, man. I love all these guys, man. We have a good time, and I just love every one of these guys. Shout out to you all as well, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, my man. Best of luck in race number 2. Hopefully, we'll get to talk to you again after its conclusion.
Let's hope. Thanks, guys.
Right on, man.
User was moved out of your channel.
Eric Lovell finishing 3rd, just behind, yeah, he said his dad, Greg Lovell.
User was
Who
moved to
gets
your channel.
P2 in that one, but Greg Lovell, do you copy?
Hey, buddy, what's going on, Andrew?
Hey, doing all right up here. Got to see you dicing up there and getting yourself up to 2nd place, but just behind that number 21. You weren't too aggressive with them there at the finish, but I could tell you tried to take the peak there. Were you pretty committed, or were you trying to win that thing?
No, I was trying to get up there. It's just we got to have help, Me, Brian, Danny, Timothy, and Eric. I tried to pit at the same time, but Eric, Danny, Eric, and Danny. No, Timothy and Danny left their tire zone.
Oh,
Left
that's what
their
it
tire
was.
zone, so that's what got them so far behind. And I don't know, Brian said he lost the draft. So when we all pitted together, if we'd all come out together, it would have probably been hard to deal with, but that's the way it goes. If you, like I tell them, man, if you pit together early, you can't make a mistake, because if you do, everybody else is in trouble.
Yeah, it's game over. I was kind of mentioning that. It's, you got to keep yourself in that lead draft, and any small error on pit road is going to cost you. So,
Yep.
money stop, yeah, unfortunately, didn't pan out for those guys. But for you and Eric, it sure did. He was giving you some great pushes there. He was sticking with you. I mean, obviously, I know that you guys are teammates and, of course, family to boot. So, that definitely helps out. But he also
Yeah.
said that if the opportunity presented itself, he was going to race the heck out of you.
Well, yeah. That's my son. Eric is.
That's what I would expect. If I was racing my dad, I would fully expect both of us to be tearing it up, no doubt.
Oh yeah, I tell him all the time, go for it. Shoot, that's why we're here.
I love it.
We're
Um,
not we're not we're not here to play Jack Rocks, or hopscotch. We're
Not
here to
here to play
race.
second fiddle, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so race one went pretty well for you. Any particular expectations for race number two? I'm sure it's pretty similar, but I don't know. Anything else you think we can expect out of the wider racetrack?
I'm gonna try to when I qualified earlier on that first race, I was thinking we was a tally, and I ran the complete road line because you got to run a completely different line that day, Daytona qualifying, and I was thinking we was a tally,
Oh,
and I ran the Talladega line, and after I qualified, I was like, shoot, man, we're at Daytona, daggone it, I forgot all about it, man. You can't qualify at Daytona like you do tally. It's completely different.
oh, that's interesting.
Oh yeah, what you got to do at Daytona on every lap, you got to get down in the apron. Your first lap, your second lap, and your third one. You got to get down on that yellow line in the apron every lap coming off floor. At Talladega, you don't do that till the last lap.
Huh.
Yeah,
Interesting. Well, thank you for that little bit of knowledge there.
yeah,
That sounds just so backwards compared to what you would think.
yeah. I
Because you would
know.
think you would take them both the same, but obviously, yeah, it showed because yeah, you weren't quite your fast self in qualifying that I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, well, I had a problem with Daytona for a while, and then Nate Nate was always the one to qualify at Daytona, and I was like, man, what's he doing? So he showed me what he was doing,
Hmm.
and I was like, are you really? And he said, yeah. He said that's how I do it. So I started doing it like he does it, and I started running fast qualifying laps.
That is good to know, and I appreciate the little bit of insight being willing to share to the masses. I won't hold you up here too long because of course we got race number two
Yeah,
coming up here. But
yeah.
whatever closing thoughts you want to give, my man, if you'd like, you have the floor.
Well, yeah. Angie, thank you, man, for coming over here and uh, doing this for us, and thank you, Randy, for paying for it. I know it. He paid for every race this season, so that was pretty nice of him. And I know it's not cheap, so thank you, Randy, for that, and thank you, Graham and Keith, for keeping thank you, Graham, for keeping the series going, and thank you, Keith, for keeping the server going, and thank all the racers for coming over here and supporting us what we do have right now. Um, I think we'll start getting some more back in time. Just whatever. But I believe that's about it, Andrew.
Yeah, right on, man. Best of luck here in the second race. Hopefully, as always, we'll get to talk to you again afterward.
Jim Ford, buddy. Have a good one.
Go get them.
User was moved out of your channel.
Big level there with P2. It's interesting about the qualifying line there. But yeah, he mentioned Randy Waugh. Of course, made a lot of this happen, which I appreciate his support as well. And he is able to
User
at
was
least
moved to your
celebrate
channel.
after the first race and got the W there. That is the driver of the 21. Randy, do you copy?
Hey, I got you, man.
Hey, man, another W for you. Great to see Roll Tide getting it done. How you feeling after that one?
Awesome, awesome. I needed that. I fell down in the points, and I've had some bad luck this year on Saturday nights. But I was glad Greg stayed with me and pushed me that time.
And he gave you a great shove there. Gave you a great shove when you got inside of Bobby Farrell there. Man, I thought that was going to be a moment there as the whole inside lane came down there. Everyone got really, really close. That had been kind of one of those one of those clinch moments, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I was a little worried myself. I went below the yellow line. He still was down there. He wouldn't give me any room at all. And finally, he moved up a little bit. But yeah, it was a little scary at first.
Hard racing for the win. But yeah, Greg gave you a great shove there. I know he was going for it, but yeah, once you got that run going, it was all yours there. And back into victory lane there. I'm sure Corey's going to be pretty happy to see that one.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's with me tonight. He's already in bed, but we'll watch it in the morning. But yeah, he's going to be excited. So
That's
I'm glad I
awesome.
could get that win for him.
And of course, just before we let you have your closing thoughts there, of course, Greg was shouting you out as well for helping put a lot of this together that we're doing here. And while I know that I won't be able to do next week, it's been super duper awesome being able to do this for you guys. And seriously, I always just say it. I appreciate you guys putting your faith in me to make the season happen like this. And I'm looking forward to panning it out here for these final races coming up, including the chase. Which also remind me, how many cars are in the chase?
Uh, I'm not sure. I think top 12, maybe top 20.
Okay, interesting. I'll have to confirm that then maybe after the race. But again though, guys, thank you so much for allowing me to do this, man. I always say like, man, I don't know what I did to get everyone's faith in me, but hey, here we are, and it's such a blast, man. Seriously, thank you.
Well, I appreciate you doing it, man. You've been doing a great job, and glad to have you on board.
It's a
Hopefully,
pleasure.
we'll get you again next year.
Hey, you just keep me posted, my man. Before I get you back up there, any further closing thoughts or shout outs that you want to give?
Yeah, let me shout out to my son Christian, Corey, and my grandsons Adrian, Asher, and Asa. And I guess I'll just sign off by saying, we got one, Corey. Let's go get another one.
Go get another one there. Hopefully, I always say this. Hopefully, we'll get to talk to you after race number 2 here. But in the meantime, though, best of luck. Go get them, man.
All right, thanks a lot.
Roll Tide.
User was moved out of your channel.
I cut him off there. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. So, race number 2. These guys running out just a few more minutes here of practice, and then they'll get it to qualifying. 38 laps here for race number 2. And the fuel window is going to be just a little bit shorter here for race number 2, about that 12 lap window. This is most likely what you'd be looking at here on the 3x pit frequency. So we'll hop on and off track there just so we don't hold up qualifying proceedings. I never would have guessed that with the Daytona qualifying line. It's interesting. So as these guys run out qualifying here, they'll run out a few minutes of happy hour once again to get their pit stalls in check. I'm going to take another little breather here myself, and we'll get back to the action here once we get closer to the race session. So we'll be back here for race number 2 in probably about 5 minutes or so here. Okay, we are back. Race number 2. About to get underway here in just about probably 2 minutes. Qualifying is complete, as we got Greg Lovell on the pole for this one. So Greg redeemed himself after the first race, and has a little qualifying mishap there. Randy Raw will start second. I believe that's 2 for 2 on second place starts. Of course, he took the W in the first race. And can he sweep the night? Mike Mangialardi, Eric Lovell, row 2. Tim Anderson, Brian Lovell, row 3. Billy Elliser, Doug Hewlick. Keith Bynum, Dan Lovell. And then Bobby Farrell and Graham McDonald round out this field. The same 12 guys as the first one. Of course, we saw those 2 cautions in race number 1. Let's see if we have any incidents in this one. Graham McDonald, though, after finishing last in that in the first race of the night, he came into this race with the points lead. Keith Bynum was second. And Keith only finished 9th, so yeah, we could have a bit of a shake-up here in the points. If anything, Greg may have taken the lead. I can actually, just before we go to the race here, points have not quite been updated as of yet. And Greg will not have the point lead quite yet, but he definitely closed that gap quite a bit to that race lead, or to that points lead that Graham McDonald has. He's 41 points back of the point lead coming into this. So now it'll probably be more in the realm of probably 30. But still, that's closing. Of course, once the chase reset happens, it won't matter too much. But next time, though, we will definitely have a confirmation as far as who will be making the chase. Top 12, top 16, top 20. We'll find out. And then I will get that information as soon as possible then. About to kick it to the race session. Race number 2 of the evening. We'll get on and off track as per usual. Do not hold up affairs.
Drivers, to your cars.
Get back to live pictures here. Greg Lovell looking to go one better than he did in race number 1. Randy Waugh looking to sweep the night. Oh, and Eric Lovell's not afraid to dice it up as well. We'll see if he can get himself up there, just like he did in race number 1. And of course, a more than capable field. As mentioned before, all these guys more than capable of getting it done. Graham McDonald looking to go from the back to the front. And looking to redeem himself after the first race. That speeding penalty unfortunately caught him out. Dan Lovell, I'm sure, looking for some redemption as well. They're getting caught up in a skirmish with his teammate. Actually caught up in a couple skirmishes throughout race number 1. As did Brian Lovell, for that matter. Mike Mangialardi starting 3rd. What can he do? And the Black Hawk down, number 29. We'll find out in 38 laps time. Race number 2 of the evening. Or night number 8 of season number 6. And thank you to all these guys for coming out here and continuing to put on some awesome shows here at PRL and the Saturday Night Shootout. SuperSpeedway racing at its finest. Pace car pulls in. Of course, I always have to thank everyone that continues to race in NR2003 Online and keeps the scene going strong that has been going strong for now coming on 23 years. Pretty darn amazing. Green flag out for race number 2, and this time it is Greg Lovell leading them to that green. And we were off and running here in Alabama. Race 1, it was the outside lane that prevailed on the initial jump. This time, it's going to be the inside lane if they don't have a crash. That was a moment there with Billy Elliser getting loose, but they all hold on to it, and Greg will lead the first lap. Ooh, Tim Anderson pushing up there a little bit. Yet another track where the inside lane, while yes, the shorter way around, will lose the momentum because of that tight condition. Car wants to push up. Outside lane and even that middle lane where Randy was running, way more gripped up, way smoother. That's what's great about these tracks. It just makes for such incredible multi-groove racing. That third lane, when you get enough cars up there, can absolutely work. You just look at any of the RGG streams to see just how capable all 3 lanes can be. As while that's not the exact same version, it drives very, very similar. Bottom lane a little more separated here. So we'll see if that outside can charge back forward. Randy Wall was drawn even for about 3rd there, and now he's going to draw alongside Mangialardi for 2nd. Ooh, Jim Anderson, there's that push-up. We saw that catch out Mangialardi earlier that resulted in an incident at Daytona. Let's see how it pans out here. Through the tri-oval, keeping both lanes pretty even at the moment. And the 21 remains in a lock for about 2nd to 3rd. Again, though, there's that separation. It seems to mainly be 1 and 2 where that inside lane is having a hard time keeping together. Though that outside not able to capitalize quite as much as I would typically think. Going off of turn 2 there. Oh, man, that 80, man, he is right on the 21's bumper. That is dangerous through the corner. Going to pay off, though, here on exit. Still remains on the quarter panel of the 29. Yeah, you're doing a great job of pushing so far, but does he get too aggressive? You want to push as much as you can, but yeah, any push in the corner is so risky that honestly it's not even worth it. As, oh, here we go. Remember I said about a 3rd lane. Well, now they are trying. Oh, and now it's back down to 2. Eric Lowell was able to find a gap there. 21 went too high. Brian Lovell did not stick with it. And we'll get back to the inside. Actually found a gap. And you know what? I just realized I was totally wrong about... Oh, don't crash. Oh, you suck. Well, alrighty then. think that's just a joy. I'm going to reopen that, reopen this, and reopen the game. And now the lap count is going to be all wrong. Yay! I was literally just thinking about that before the green even came out. I didn't say it out loud, but I was just thinking, like, it's been running pretty smoothly so far. I had to say something, didn't, or even think it. I didn't even say it. I thought it. Go me.
Drivers,
Alright, let's get all this back up. Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious. Thanks, NR. Or Windows, or whatever caused that. Whatever it was, how dare you. Alright, cutting back live. Field mostly single file. We are more than halfway through this fuel run. I'm also going to be checking GNL-TV here to make sure it's actually updating. I did reset that program, so hopefully it is. Looking like we should be good. Yep, it looks like everyone has scored where they are, so excellent. So it is not lap 8 of -1. It is lap 8 of 38. Whoa. Keep that in mind then. As a matter of fact, it will be exactly 30 laps to go at the stripe right here. As Doug Hewlick and Graham McDonald trying to make the outside lane work. Way at the back. Of course, might as well. Not going to lose too much ground. But everyone single file here, probably already getting themselves set up for that pit stop. When it comes to 3X, man, it comes up quickly when it comes time to pit. It's like you gotta make your moves in a hurry, and if it doesn't work out, then just kind of bite the bullet and then you get yourself back down to the inside lane. We'll see if anyone opts to try to stretch it an extra lap. But there should still be another 2-3 laps before we see that. Of course, we saw what mistakes can also do when you come down pit road. Gotta make sure those tires are disabled, or at the very least you're taking 2 tires. 4 tires ain't gonna do you no good. Even just those few extra tenths that takes when you're filling up from a completely empty fuel tank. That will absolutely ruin you. That's what we saw from some of those guys that lost the draft. That pitted in that first pack, that being Dan Lovell, Tim Anderson. Right now, Tim running third. Dan Lovell right in the middle of the field right now. I believe that is 6th place. The 3D8, that Corona. What I was meaning to say before my game crashed was I had it completely wrong. I don't think that those were Firebirds / Thunderbirds at all. I think those are Trans Ams that the 44 and 3D8 are driving. Pontiac Trans Am on a Men Cup 19 chassis. Pretty darn sick. Here we go, lap 12, so we'll see if anyone bites this lap. Or if we try to go an extra lap. I feel like anyone that was probably running in this midfield throughout most of this run will be in pretty good shape to try and make it that extra lap. And actually, it looks like I had that completely wrong because that's what everyone's going to do. And that's kind of what you need to do here, though, in order to secure yourself that two-stop strategy. As if you pitted there, that would have put you in very, very iffy territory for the rest of the race. You pretty much got to go 13, 13, 12 to make it work. Field's kind of letting up here, giving some space. And I think I did see some radios light up there, so I think we've got cars coming. Question is who? Answer is everybody. Oh, Randy! Careful, my goodness! If he got that thing down to speed and didn't get a penalty, that is incredible. I did see Billy Elliser was holding about 60 miles an hour there for a while, so I don't know how he's going to fare. He could get a penalty from that. Oh man, this is literally like nobody stayed out at all. Everyone got it into that a number that I mentioned. We'll see who all emerges and where. There goes Greg. Everyone gonna merge up together here. Oh, look out! A spin! Boy, Brian Lovell's not having a good night. And it just got even worse right there. Don't know if that was from him checking up or just on the upshift. Sometimes the wheels can kick out on you if you're not careful. And unfortunately, Brian Lovell's going to get bit by that one. So we got the top 6 all pretty much under a blanket here. Well, barring Greg Lovell, who actually got too far ahead and is now going to check up the field as Tim Anderson actually sticks with him. Eric Lovell goes high. Graham McDonald will catch that draft. And yeah, Billy Elliser, I'm afraid I was not surprised by that. I saw him going 60 for a while. Pit road speed being 55, of course. If they had maintained 4 cars, they may have had a chance of catching that draft ahead of them, but unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. As, ooh, now Tim actually got shuffled out. So he's going to fall to the last car in this line here, which will be 7th. Is he going slow enough that the field behind them might be able to latch on? Maybe so. It looks like it. Is that actually what he's trying to do? He just checked out big time. I wonder if that's what he's thinking. He's like, you know what? I'm going to sacrifice myself here. And let's see if we can go catch them. Although now, of course, everyone tries to split him because he let up a little bit too much. So now they're all disorganized. That's just going to allow that group to pull away even more. And now they're going to have to form up in a real hurry if they're going to have any remote chance of closing the gap. We'll see what it is this next time by, and we'll certainly try and keep an eye on that gap. It was top 6 now all in this pack, led by Greg Lovell. Randy Wass second, Eric Lovell third, Mike Mangialardi, Bobby Farrell, Graham McDonald all up here. And then you got Dan Lovell, Doug Hewlick, Tim Anderson, Keith Bynum all in this group. Again, they're going to have to start running some good laps here, pushing the heck out of each other. And yeah, I think that's going to be the play that Dan's going to have to do, is he's going to want to keep them kind of in that middle lane. I think that you'll make a little more time, a little more speed that way. Let's see, the gap was About 2 seconds. 2.5 seconds. We'll keep an eye on the lap times then. See, 48.2. Trying to catch them there. There we go. Yeah, they went a little slower there, so I don't think that's going to be working out for them. Yeah, they don't even, not even very well packed up together either, so. We got 6 here. It's going to be 20 laps to go at the stripe this time by. And green flag so far. And now just settle into your rhythm, run out these few laps before you pit yet again. Right around, probably put your lap 25, maybe 26. And this race being 38 laps in total. You can ignore that -1 there. Thanks, game crash. I love when that happens. You love it, you love it. Billy Elliser's rounding out the field. Brian Lovell in 11th there. These guys are still dicing it up. Not really sure what's going on. But that's 7th through 10th. And then the top 6. All with each other. Now, how's this for a top 3 right now? Just a slightly different order. 21 behind the 088. Still got 3 guys there that can pounce there for this race win if they manage to stick with the lead draft after this pit stop occurs. Will they once again all pit together, or will they try to split it? Will they try to go off strategy? The old box to overtake. $18 laps to go here at Primetime SuperSpeedway. And Greg Lovell dominating this thing so far in what's been a cleaner race compared to Daytona. This is the calm before the storm right now. This is the calm before you reach that pit stop. And the calm before you reach the closing stages. When things get absolutely crazy. Will we still have all 6 of these guys in the lead draft after that pit stop? Or will we see some race-ending mistakes? Speeding on pit road, not checking off your tires, not coming in aggressive enough, coming in too aggressive. I will say Randy Watt definitely got away with one. After he locked it up big time, came in, actually gained positions when he came in there, but man, the fact that he didn't speed is pretty impressive. And the fact that he avoided everybody, because man, when you're on the binders like that, good luck getting it properly slowed down and under control. Usually that's a one-way ticket for a collision or two that sends some guys into the grass. Thankfully it didn't happen. $16 laps to go. We're on lap 23. Should be about another 3 laps, I would say, before the money stop. We're getting right on the bumper in that 21 again. Had to get out of the throttle a little bit there. They kind of checked up the whole line. Ooh, Eric. Thought he was going to try the outside there. Looked like Mangialardi would have been happy to go with him. Bobby Farrell, credit to him being up here in the top 5. Gets his apron there a little bit. Wasn't actually sure if he was going to be running all the laps in this race. Got a very early start tomorrow morning for his job. But he's sticking it out so far. And a good thing he is, because he is running beautifully. Really been dialed in here lately. We've been able to talk to him now a couple times with some podium finishes, including a very tight photo finish between him and Keith Bynum last week at this very track. Of course, it came down to just those two for the race win, Keith and Bobby. No one else was with them aside from lap cars. And honestly, that race kind of came down to push that the lap cars gave to the leaders. Made for a pretty cool finish, honestly. They continued to dice it up back here. I guess they said, we ain't catching him. Let's just have some fun. And they're racing. This is 7th through 10th. Right now, Doug Hewlick leading the charge in that 23. At 25, coming to 26. No takers this time. This will be the lap that I think we'll see it. Again, does anyone try to push the envelope? Do they stay out an extra lap? You don't want to be the only one to do it, or else you're boned. So you want to stick, at least I would say, with 3 cars. You split it down the middle, 3 and 3, and you'll be in pretty good shape. As that was a sneeze. Alright, here we go. All 6 coming in together. Bobby got a little close to Mike. But once again, another clean entry for all drivers. There's the whole second pack coming in together back there. Everyone kept it clean back there as well. But once again, money stop. Don't want to be too conservative pulling into your stall either. And keep it here, see who comes out where, who's going to have the advantage. Good stop for the majority. Mike Mangialardi a little longer on pit road. I don't think he's going to be able to hold on to that draft. It looks like we may be down to 5. But Bobby Farrell, the second. Slight little slip back there for Randy Waugh, but he's still going to be in this draft comfortably. Mike Mangialardi, unfortunately, no. That will take him out of race-winning contention. May fall into the clutches of this group back here, who all stick together. Keith Bynum with the advantage, and just got a monster shove from Tim Anderson. Here we go, 11 laps remaining now, and this is your group. We're going to be fighting out for the race win. 5 drivers. Randy Waugh looking to sweep the night. Greg Lovell looking to get yet another W. Graham McDonald also looking to get another W. Bobby Farrell and Eric Lovell, I do believe, looking for their first wins of the season each. 10 laps to go this time. Graham McDonald needs to make up some points. And he's in a great position to do that regardless. As long as he keeps it up here in this draft. And Gilardi is going to get caught by Keith Bynum and company here eventually, so that will make it a race for 6th place then. They're also going to gain Brian Lovell into that pack as well. Here's a lap down after he went around, coming off of pit road there, the first round of pit stops. Catching Billy Ellisar again, it looks like. Billy has not had a good night. Caution! Holy moly, does this change things! Oh, Greg tried to check up for Billy to stay on the lap that he was on. Eric wasn't ready and just about sent his dad into the inside wall. But caution is out. And I must ask, what for? Let's see. Because this race is now purely on its head. Oh boy. So I'm going to keep it tuned to the pace car here. See the exact moment that the lights come on. Let's see. Oh goodness. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty legit. Down the backstretch, as these guys in the second pack were passing the 44, Dan tries to pick him up and instead sends him around. And then some hang time for the 44 there. Brian Lovell, wild ride for the second time tonight. And once again, kind of with his brother, or not his brother, I think they're cousins actually. 33 also got a piece of that as well. Holy cow. Here's a good look. And there's the shove. Gets into the 33, and it's a wild flight that I don't think he planned on going on there. Oh boy. This just grouped everybody back up together. Everybody good on fuel. Mike Vangelardi actually after the pit. That's interesting. Or not Mike Vangelardi, Graham McDonald. I'm getting everybody mixed up here. Heck, I pulled Dan Lovell down for an interview earlier when he finished, what, like second to last in the first race? Not that we don't like talking to him. But, you know. We got to stick to protocol. We got to set protocols. We got to stick to them. So guys that this will bring back into the fold will include Vangelardi, Keith Bynum, Doug Hewlick, Tim Anderson, and Dan Lovell. I think the free pass would actually go to that 44 now that I think about it. Assuming that they would still give it to him despite being involved in that. I mean, with damage off. Gonna be no harm, no foul for him. But we'll see. Either way, though, this is going to get these guys down to probably, what, a 6 to go restart? And then we'll have all but at least, we're going to have at least 10 cars on the lead lap. If not 11. Oh man, we're actually only have 5 laps on the restart here as the lights stay on. Craig level on the clutch, probably just giving himself a little insurance fuel. Force of habit. Thank you to anyone who has tuned in so far here tonight. Again, tune in tomorrow night for the championship race of the Fast Renegade Pro Cup Series, and then the penultimate race of the Hobo Cup Series season on Tuesday night. That will be from Martinsville. Definitely want to check both of those out. Brian Lovell is coming forward here, so it looks like they are going to give him the lucky dog. Billy Elliser is coming up here too, and you know what? I just remembered, because we haven't had to use this rule very much. But I just remembered, there are 2 lucky dogs. I totally forgot that they do that, and that's because, again, we have hardly ever had to use that rule as of late, so. We've got an even playing field now, ladies and gentlemen. All 12 cars are going to be on the lead lap in this pack and fighting for the win. No pit stops. No fuel saving. Just push the ever-living heck out of the guy in front of you. And if you're the one getting pushed, hope that you can hang on. It's going to be real. And don't forget, folks, after this race is done, turn the clocks back. Because at this point tomorrow, it's not going to be 11 p.m. on the East Coast. It's going to be 10 p.m. It means it won't be quite as dark when you wake up in the morning, but also means that you'll be going home from work in the dark. Hashtag get rid of the time change. Really just said the hashtag out loud. I'm cool with the kids. Not really. I literally said the word Riz at a Halloween party last night, and one of the kids there specifically told me to never say that again. Let's see, who's going to have the Riz here tonight to win this race? Will it be Greg Lovell, who's been dominating this race about as much as you can dominate a SuperSpeedway? And Bobby Farrell get to victory lane? Or will Eric Lovell come through here? Does Randy Wall have a chance to make it a clean sweep here in night 8? Or will someone surprise us from one of the rows further back? 5 laps will decide it. Of course, we got to make it to the white flag in order to have a green flag finish. This car will pull it down, pull those belts tight, get it going. Got 5 laps to determine a winner. And all 12 cars are going to be fighting for it. This is about the best case scenario, honestly. Everybody with a shot at the win. Everybody with a clean race car. And 5 laps to determine it. About as good as you can get. Green flag. And a pretty even jump. Both lanes. Greg with the preferred shorter way around here. And now he's going to have to choose. Stick with the sun or go up to the high side. He's going to stay committed low for now. And it's probably a good thing that he did, because that third lane just gained everybody. Oh, that was a bad bump. And now that separates a lot of the cars in the inside lane. And the third lane taking charge with Keith Bynum leading it. But man, they got such a long way around there. They crash it as Tim Anderson bounced off the wall. Wild ride for Doug Hewlick again. And taking the caution is Greg Lovell. And with 4 to go, I believe that's it. Tim Anderson pushing Keith Bynum on that outside lane. He got too high, bounced off the wall, and came down. Don't know who that was that he got into. Let's have a look. Oh, it was Randy. It was Randy Waugh that he got into. Yeah, there's the shove. He just pushes up. And that combined with him getting the push from 388 got him around. He went for quite the flight there as well. CTS physics, you get that back end pointing into the wind. You are going airborne in a hurry. Well, Doug Hewlick, man, win at Daytona last week. He's now had yet another wild ride added to his string there. Bit of a break chance there. He gets into the wall, and Graham McDonald also went around there, went to the inside. Got that thing back going. Randy Wong, of course, involved. Nasty stuff. Unfortunately, I do believe that will end the race under yellow. I mean, we don't have any cars a lap down, so don't know if the game's going to add that lap. And I think just kind of based on the Daytona races, well, that was Daytona, so this could be different, but we'll find out. Let's see if we get a one-lap shootout or not. Which, even if we do, that will still favor Greg, because he'll have the inside lane to get the initial jump going. And that outside lane is really going to have to get a push. And Greg's going to pretty much have nobody behind him in order for that to work out, even if we do get that one to go restart. But the lights are going to have to go out this time. If they don't, how cool would that be? Father-son 1-2. Mike Mangialardi would emerge with a podium. And good thing Bobby Farrell stuck it out here, because he's going to end up in 4th. A great result. Doug Hewlick, I think, said, yeah, you know what? We're going to finish last anyway. I'm just going to retire, and he did. What results if the lights do not go out will be Greg Lovell, Eric Lovell, Mike Mangialardi, Bobby Farrell, Keith Bynum, Dan Lovell, then Brian, Billy Ellis or Graham McDonald, Randy Waugh, Tim Anderson, and then Doug Hewlick out of the race. Needs to get the one to green this time if we're going to get back going. And I don't think we will. Greg Lovell, though, has been the dominator of this race. He absolutely 100% deserves this. Lights remain on. It's pretty much official there. As long as no engine failures happen. Crazier things have happened. And you hate to see a big crash ended like that, but SuperSpeedway racing, man, it is a chaotic beast, as anyone probably knows. Eric Lovell's doing his best to become Brett Bodine. course, we'll chat with our top 3 finishers before we wrap up the night then, once they officially take the checkered. Two cautions in each race. Unfortunately, this one will end the race a little bit prematurely, but like I said, though, you knew it was going to be a crazy one. And if those guys get it going there in that outside lane, Keith Bynum had the push of a lifetime going on out there, and will emerge 5th. So credit to the driver that won this race last week. You saw Eric give his old man a bit of a love tap. Same will go there for the other way around there. And just having some fun. You'd love to see it. So we gotta make it around one more time. That is pretty cool. You love it when you get to race with your family. That is not something that everybody gets to do. There's a white and yellow flag out here. Someone that I knew who was able to race with his son was Danny Hardy. Someone that I had the honor to race with, and unfortunately passed away just a couple of years ago. We'll be paying tribute to him in a tribute event coming up here, which is actually the reason that I won't be able to bring the broadcast next week, being that I am a tagged member over at Bomb Squad Racing. They're going to be paying tribute to Danny next week, so got to be a part of that. Shout out to everybody at Bomb Squad, and shout out to everybody here at PRL who, as Randy said, they continue to, and Greg said earlier as well, they continue to put on some good shows here, even after the field size got a little bit, got a bite taken out of it, but still though, these guys, and everybody, I said it earlier, thank you to everyone that keeps this game going, you know, online and offline, coming on 23 years in February. It's awesome. And it's so cool to be a part of. I still enjoy whenever I am able to make a race start or two, which I try my best whenever I can. But it's these guys that make it happen. It's the league owners that fork over a lot of money to be able to make this stuff happen, not just these broadcasts, but even just getting the servers and getting everything put together for something that is just for everyone to have fun with. For the love of the game and for the love of sim racing. And iRacing, as wonderful of a thing as it is, NR2003 is the original. It's a great place to start out at. And all these guys, thank you for what you do. Greg Lovell, to the checkered flag, wins it in race number 2 of the night. In about as dominating a fashion as you can get at a SuperSpeedway. Very, very well driven. Danny's following him there. Greg's trying to break the draft. First, we'll get that word with our top 3 here. We'll start with Mike Mangialardi here in just a moment. But first, Greg Lovell brings it around onto the front stretch. Danny's still with him. He's like, dude, let me give you a bump. Come on now. There you go. There you go. Oh, into the wall. There's a good spin around. Mountain Dew machine is about to get clobbered. That's a proper love tap there. Gets up to the top of the banking. He's trying to get that thing spinning up against the wall. That is not easy to do with this banking. He's tried so hard. And you're the winner. Do whatever you want. Have at it. Great action and great fun tonight, as always, here at PRL. He's on the back stretch. Gonna burn it down over here now. Just sends it into the wall. There you go. That's how you do it. Leave some bumps there in the pavement. Love it. We got a quick word with our top three here. We'll start with Mike Mangialardi,
User was moved to your
driver
channel.
of the number 29, able to get a podium finish here in race number 2. Mike, do you copy?
I hear you. How you doing tonight, Andrew?
Doing pretty good, man. Gotta imagine you're going to be feeling pretty good about that third place after you lost the draft after that final round of pit stops. But caution got you back up there, and you're able to capitalize. Despite the fact that that was just a short run, but still, you had to get it back up there, and you got to be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, got lucky on that caution. Almost spun it coming out of the pit, so I lost the draft.
Oh, that's what it was.
I got lucky.
Hey, sometimes being lucky is better than being good, but you're still doing great. You were doing a great job of pushing. I saw pretty much before that final round of pit stops, everyone was running that inside lane. I guess I'll ask you this, because I know that the outside lane tends to be a little bit more gripped up. What keeps everyone down there on the bottom, even though that's a little bit harder to drive down there?
If you got enough cars down there, you can stay ahead. So because you'll notice if you get more up top, of course, those guys will take the lead. Plus, with the shorter the 3X that we're running, nice to be on the bottom, so you don't have to try to work your way down there.
Yeah, that makes sense. And am I just talking crazy if I say that saves you fuel when you're running down there?
Saving fuel, you said?
Yeah. Does it save you more fuel when you're running down there?
Yeah, you can. I was lifting a little bit just so I could save to run that extra little bit there, that extra lap. So you can save down there.
Gotcha.
But you use more tire. That's the trade-off.
Yeah, I would imagine so. But still, though, nicely done, though. Getting yourself back up there, even if it was a little bit of luck. Still, though, had to hold on for that lap of green and then just bring her on home. So nicely done. Great job. We'll let you have the floor for any closing thoughts you'd like to give.
Oh, well, thanks to the PRL admins, Graham for doing a great job. Congratulations on Greg getting the win. Thank you, Andrew, for doing what you do. You do an excellent job.
Hey, I try my best, man. It's just a lot of fun.
I think I got everybody in there. Wait a minute, my fourth grade teacher? No, just kidding.
Your fourth grade. Hey, shout out whoever you want. I don't mind.
Okay, well, I won't keep you too long here. I'll let you get to the next guys, and thank you for what you do.
I appreciate it, man. And it's always just a pleasure getting you guys in here. Nicely done. Best of luck going forward here.
Okay.
User was moved out of your channel.
And Gilardi with the P3. You know what? We talked to them both earlier. They finished second, third earlier. They finished 1-2 this time. Let's get the father-son down here, shall we?
User was moved to your channel.
We'll get them both.
Down to
User was moved to your
70%.
channel.
Because I had to
70%
lock
something.
I had to lock them up. What's up?
Figured, hey, you guys finished second, third the first race. It's 1-2 this time around. I figured to get both the teacher and the protege down here.
Yeah.
Eric, I'll start with you, man. You once again you finished just behind that 088, but this time it's in second place. I'm pretty sure, yeah, you restarted third there, and just had to hold on for a lap under green. But I'm guessing you were probably going to stay committed to him for a while there.
No. Me and Dad, we had a little argument in that race. I'm not going to tell you about it, but we had some arguments, and yeah, just I'll just say it was some aggressive racing tonight between BSGR. I will say that.
Hey, super speedway racing will bring that out in just about anybody. All in all, though, you both kept it up in the lead draft even after both rounds of pit stops there. Caution came out there then at the end. Well, prior to the caution that ended the race. But keeping it up there, just keeping it in the lead draft, I'm sure that had to have been the priority.
Oh yeah, we all thought there was going to be a one lap shootout there, but it didn't work out that way. So just good. I don't know. I'll say competitive racing. I like good competitive racing all around.
Yeah, competitive indeed. I love to see it. Greg, I'll turn it over to you, man. You pretty much had the field. You had the field's number throughout that one. You were able to lead it throughout. But still, though, I'm sure that final 5 lap shootout had to have you on your toes there.
Yeah. Well, when that caution come out and I crossed the line, we had 4 laps left, and usually if there's 4 or less to go, it don't go back green if you got a lap down car or not. Now, if I'd have crossed the line with 5 to go, we would have had a 1 lap shootout. But where I crossed the line with 4 to go, we didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And it always happens that way for some reason. I don't know why. It does 3 laps like that because there was no lap cars, but the game does that at the end of a race. I don't know for some odd reason. I don't know why it does that.
I noticed that with this version. Eric, your mic is still open. But still, though, I mean, I'm sure in some part everyone was probably a little bit bummed out that we didn't get that 1 lap shootout. But I'm sure, Greg, in the back of your
Yeah.
mind, you're like, phew.
Yeah, I told him it was over. I knew it was over.
I was thinking that too. We were all hoping, but yeah, just knowing how those cautions work, I was like, yeah, you probably think so.
Well,
Um,
when that one caution come out, Billy Elliser was right in front of us, and he was already a lap down,
mhm.
and I was trying to keep from putting him another lap down. I was trying to be nice and not put him 2 laps down, so he could be the lucky dog with Brian Lovell. So, and I told the guys I was going to slow up and not pass him. I try to be nice to people, courteous to people. I mean, we've
Mhm.
always done that, Andrew.
Oh yeah,
All of us have.
I was
We've
kind of
always
thinking you would.
done that
Yeah.
the whole time we've been racing. You do it. Everybody does it.
Yeah, try to.
We just try to give people, their lap back and then get back on the lead lap, so the whole field's back on the lead lap.
And yeah, almost sent you into the inside wall.
Almost.
But even if so, I mean, heck, damage being off
I'm
wouldn't matter
glad
too much.
damage was off.
Yeah, I mean, aside from that moment though, you remained relatively unchallenged throughout that entire race, and you kept your car where you needed to. I know a lot of guys were being patient with you as well, just pushing you along, but still though, man, that takes a lot of um, that takes a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, confidence in the guys around you to know that yeah, you're the one to lead them around. So Evidently, man, you've got a thing for these super speedways.
Yeah, I had the first pit stall tonight too. And I thought that would hurt me, but I didn't miss a beat.
And it definitely helped you out, and regardless, though, you've put on an absolute clinic. And heck, I mean, both you guys did, both double podium. Always impressive in these super speedway double headers. So props to the both of you. I'll turn it back over to Eric. If you got any further closing thoughts that you want to give before we wrap it up, I will let you have the floor.
No, man, just all around good racing. You know, competitive. Way it should be every night.
I'm in, man. Greg, anything from you?
Yeah, just like I said earlier, thank you, Randy, for paying for the broadcast for the season, and thank Graham for the series and Keith for the server. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be racing. So,
yep, thank all
and
you guys, man.
Andrew, thank you for taking your time out to come over here and broadcast for us. You know,
Yeah, not a problem, man.
it takes your time. It takes time from your life to come over here and do that.
I got one more thing.
Go for it.
I'll get you next time, Dad.
Okay.
Just the okay. He sounds like he's doubting that. He's like, yeah, sure, come and get me if you can. You can try your best, but I don't know about that. No, just playing.
Not with you.
Eric's my son, man. We can argue.
Yeah, I know.
Nobody else can argue. Nobody else can though. Somebody else says something to us, they're getting cut something down.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you have some fun with it. Just a little bit of banter there, right? Hey, you don't think that me and my old man are the same way?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Me and Eric though, we don't never have words or
no.
We got a good relationship.
Unless you're trying to let Billy Ellis or stay a lap down, then it gets a little heated. I'm just
yeah.
There's a little heat there tonight. You know, it's all of.
Oh my gosh, the son just intent wrecked his dad. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, if I'm fixing to go a lap down and Billy's in the lead, he's going to remember what I did for him, so he's going to do that for me.
Pay it forward.
That's why you got to do that, man. If you do something for somebody, they're going to do it back for you, man. That's just the way it is in this game.
Yeah, this game is a big combination of respect, but also just having fun while racing to the best of your ability. That's all it is. That's how it's been for almost 23 years now, and that's how it's going to stay. So thank you both for joining me once again, and hey, hopefully we'll get to talk plenty more. Greg, I know that I know that I won't be broadcasting next week because I'll be participating at the Danny Hardy race, but otherwise, I'm hoping to be back out on track with you here soon enough.
Is that next week?
It is, I believe.
The Danny Hardy race?
Yes.
Next Saturday?
I believe so. It's what Zach told me.
I'm gonna have to go to that.
I get you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to miss Saturday for that, unfortunately, because Danny Hardy was a good friend of mine. I went to his funeral, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
he's a good guy. I was mentioning that during one of the cautions.
Yeah, I went to his funeral. I went with Joven. He come and got me, and we went to KJ's. We had fun.
Mm-hmm.
Stayed down there a couple days, and I met Magoo. I met KJ. I met Keith. I met Brian Bulls. Danny's son. Met him and his wife, his uncle, a few people.
He was a great guy. So Definitely a worthy event, but at the same time, though, to anyone that is watching this, though, the season continues here at PRL as well. So definitely come on by, give it a go. It's awesome stuff. BSR as well. Again, so many great leagues out there, whether it's BSR, PRL, you name it. So many awesome places still 23 years later. But gentlemen, I'll let you guys go here, and we'll talk to you guys again soon.
Andrew, appreciate you, buddy.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Andrew.
Yes, sir.
User was moved out of your channel. User was moved out of your channel.
Whoops, I moved them both to the wrong place. Oh well, that's okay. They'll figure it out. Thank you to anyone that tuned in here tonight. Congrats to both of our winners tonight, Randy Waugh and Greg Lovell. Again, while I won't be able to broadcast next Saturday, we will continue coverage starting again on the that'll be the 15th, I believe. For that would be night number 10 at that point for the Saturday Night Shootout for these guys. And yep, 15th. So looking forward to that one. Thank you to Graham and Keith as well, and of course Randy for putting the show together on this end. So, on that note, a good evening to all. Don't forget to turn back your clocks, and we will see you guys tomorrow for the Fast Renegade Pro Cup Series Championship race. Take care.